In legend, the Valkyrie are an army of the damned. Their return heralds the rise of their leader from the depths of Grethor. And if Mola returns to the realm of the living, he will rule an empire of blood for 1,000 years. I did not take such things seriously until a Valkyrie invader nearly killed me in battle. Now they have my full attention. I intend to make them regret it. Speak to the lore singers outside the Great Hall. Try to find some facts within the ancient myths. Perhaps you can discover what motivates these demons and where they will strike next. Serve the Empire well. Kapla!
Hail! Do you wish to hear tale? The House of Duras is one of the oldest and most powerful in the Empire. It has alliances that stretch back for hundreds of years. At one time, it was said that even Kalis himself owed homage to the House of Duras. Hail! Do you wish Martok was born a commoner, but with skill and honor, he rose to greatness. Not even the stain of having been replaced for a time by a shapeshifter was enough to stop him. When Jempak slew Martok, by the blood, that was a sad day for the Empire. We lore singers see history, and we saw great things in Martok. The path he could have led us on. But there is no reason to weep or spill blood wine, is there? The House of Martok is now led by Drax, son of Martok. Old General Worf acts as his Gintok. The House represents the new blood in the Empire. Those who want to take what is important from our traditions, but look forward to a glorious future for everyone in the Empire. Funny how that new future is starting with a war. When Drex's father was killed by Jempak, Drex vowed vengeance. Since Jempak wouldn't be where he is today without the support of the House of Duras, that conflict has spilled over into a feud between the House of Martok and the House of Duras. Whoever wins will control the Empire. Hail! Do you wish to hear Jempak rules with an iron fist? Any who oppose him do so at their own peril. He has had many years of experience as a politician, and with Ambassador Bavat at his side, he can sway the council in almost any debate. And as a warrior, I hear tell there is none who can match his skill with a bat. But as Kalis tells us, even the greatest may fall. Jempak's own house was small and weak. It had no lands and few allies. His alliance with the House of Duras was essential to his rise to the ranks of power. If Duras falls, Jempak may soon follow. Hail! Do you wish to hear tales of the Worf was once a Federation officer. Do you know that? He served the Federation for years, even becoming ambassador to the Klingon Empire. But he and Martok were great friends, and Worf was joined to his house. As Martok's fortunes rose, so did Worf's. Worf walked a careful path between our Empire and the Federation until the treachery of the Kamekuv, the Undine, was exposed. It was the Undine who caused the strife between us and the Gorn. The Empire invaded the Gorn homeworld to drive out these shape-changers, and Worf pleaded with the Federation to join us. Their politicians refused and condemned us for acting to defend the Alpha Quadrant. It was the end of our alliance.
Hail! Do you wish to hear tales of the Empire?
My father, Tehran, is the one you'll need to ask about the sword itself. But I can tell you about the Feklari. They are foul creatures without honor who crawl from the darkest depths of Grethor itself to do dread Molar's bidding. Be wary of the Feklari. Those who die at their hands risk their souls. Molar was a tyrant who ruled Kronos in the time of Kahless the Unforgettable. He was so strong that no man could oppose him. Kahless joined with his true love, the Lady Lucara, to defend the city of Kamchi from Molar's soldiers. The warriors of Kamchi were afraid of the Feklari and fled, leaving Kahless and Lucara to face 500 Feklari alone. Kahless and Lucara fought for a day and a night and a day again. The floor of the Great Hall of Kamchi filled with an ocean of black blood and poisonous ichor. As the sun set on the second day, only Kahless and Lucara were standing. They had defeated the Horde and saved the city. Kahless knew he would need a mighty weapon to defeat Molor, so he left the protection of Kamchi to his lady love and went into the mountains. There, he forged the first Batleth. With this mighty sword, Kahless slew Molor and banished his spirit to Grethor. Molor rages and screams in his prison. He plots and plans for the day that he will rule the Empire again. Now he has sent his Feklari back to Kronos to create chaos and death. They are the heralds of Molor's return. If Molor retakes the Empire, he will rule for 1,000 years. And all that will be left of the Klingons is dust and bones.
Hail! Do you wish to hear tales of the Fakiri? Like many others, I thought they were the stuff of legends. That has changed. We all know the stories, how the Fakiri came forth from the darkest depths of Grethor itself to do the bidding of Molor, how they raised the land, and how Kahless the Unforgettable put an end to their reign of terror. But now I must wonder, are there truths hidden within the legends? For some time, there have been those among us who believe the Fakiri were more than a myth. It was not a popular belief. The discovery of the sword of Kahless gave strength to those believers, however. For if the great weapon of the first Emperor was real, could not his great foes have been real as well? The invasion of this great city by the Fakiri horde will no doubt give them even greater cause. We must study the Fakiri lore from the time of Kahless, only this time with a more open mind. My father, Tehran, is an expert on the sword of Kahless and the facts and fables that surround it. You would do well to speak with him on the matter. Hail! Do you wish to hear tales of the Empire?
Do you wish to hear a tale of Kahless? I weave tales of glory and honor. Ages ago, Kahless was in the city of Kinlat. A fierce storm was approaching, and all of the residents of the city took refuge inside Kinlat's strong stone walls. Everyone but one man, who stayed outside with nothing but his blade to protect him. I weave tales of glory. When Kalis fell in love with the lady Lucara, he offered her gifts of precious jewels and wrote her words of great beauty. She rejected his offerings. Despairing of ever winning her love, Kalis went to the city of Kamji, where the lady Lucara was residing. It was there that the soldiers of the tyrant Molor attacked. The soldiers of the city's garrison fled, leaving Kalis and Lucara to face 500 warriors alone. They defeated Molor's forces and saved the city. Then, having seen the fire in his heart and the skill of his blade, Lucara gave Kalis her love. I weave tales of glory and honor. The sword of Kalis' father was lost. Kalis' treacherous brother, Morath, had thrown it into the sea. Kalis wept, for the sword was all he had left of his father. His tears filled the ocean. When his mourning was done, Kalis went into the mountains. He walked alone into the deepest wilderness and did not stop until he had reached the Kristak volcano, where no Klingon had ever been. At the volcano, Kalis cut a lock of his hair and plunged it into the river of molten rock. The hair burned, but then Kalis thrust it into the lake of Lusor and twisted it into a sword. That was the first Batleth, the Sword of Honor. I weave tales of glory and honor. Kalis used his blade to defeat Molor. He used it to force the Feklari hordes to retreat to the hell from which they came. He used it to skin the serpent of Zol, and its might forced his brother, Morath, to submit to Kalis and return to the path of honor. There is no greater weapon in our history. With the sword of Kalis in my hand, I could face an entire fleet and win. After Kalis left this world for Stovakor, the sword was our greatest treasure, and the monks at Boreth kept it safe for Kalis' return. When the Herc conquered the Empire, they took the blade as a spoil of war, and we thought it lost forever. Many have searched for the blade, but its place of honor in Boreth remains empty. I hear stories that say Worf, son of Moog, went on a great adventure once with his beloved and the great Dahar Master Kor. I have heard that they searched for the sword of Kalis, and some even say that they found it. When I ask Worf to tell me this story, he turns away without a word. Ask him yourself. Perhaps you will be more fortunate. I weave tales of glory. Ah, yes. Many Klingons turn their thoughts to the weapon of the first Emperor these days. A Fakiri invasion would do that, I suppose. Put simply, there is no greater weapon in our history. With the sword of Kalis in my hand, I could face an entire fleet and win. And now, it seems we have need of such a mighty blade once more. For some time, the monks of Boreth safeguarded the weapon, until the coming of the Herc several thousand years ago. They took the blade from us, and it was thought to be lost forever. There are some who say that Dahar Master Kor and Worf found the blade, and yet, when I speak of it to Worf, he turns away without a word. The son of Moog is here now. He is a stubborn man, but he always strives to do the right thing for the Empire. And the Empire needs the sword of Caelus now, perhaps more than ever before. Ask him yourself. Perhaps you will succeed where I have failed. I weave tales of glory and honor.
Greetings. How may I assist you? Fight with honor. You speak of the Fakiri. The Fakiri share many characteristics with our ancient enemies. However, one of the things I learned during my time in Starfleet was that things are not always as they seem. It may be that the true enemy is hiding behind legends until they choose to reveal themselves. That is a task for the lore singers. Suffice it to say that it has power beyond that of a normal weapon. Not only can it rend flesh and bone, it can control hearts. To my regret, I found that I was not up to the task of being the sword's master. This is a story that I am loath to share without good reason. However, I know you to be honorable and a friend to the House of Martok. I do not believe you would ask without reason. I accompanied Daha Master Kor and Jadzia Dax on a search for the Sword of Caelus. Kor had uncovered information during his time as a diplomat to Vulcan that he believed would lead us to the sword's location. He was correct. We found the sword on a Herc world in the Gamma Quadrant. The sword brought the dark sides of our natures to the surface. We argued over who was to keep the blade. I might have even done the unthinkable and killed for the blade, if Jadzia had not been there to stop me. Kor and I realized that the Sword of Caelus was too powerful for any man to wield. It had divided us. It would have divided the Klingon people as well. We agreed, for the good of the Empire, to transport the blade into deep space. If Emperor Caelus had not been successful, it would be there still. The Emperor contacted me recently. The course of his ship would put him in the Senex system now. Be wary. The Breen have overrun that system. Caelus is an inspiration to us all, but as a modern warrior, you may find that he needs assistance. However, if you seek the Sword of Caelus, you must find the Emperor.
Report. What have you learned? I thought his obsession with the weapon was risky, but I did not expect him to actually find it in the void of space. And so I agreed to his plan to search for the blade. I should have known better. He is Caelus, achieving the impossible. It will not be a good thing if the Emperor's obsession with a relic gets him killed. Imperial intelligence has informed me that the Fakiri conducted several raids on classified data systems during the attack. They were particularly interested in intel on the weapon and the location of Caelus. If they aren't sending a fleet to intercept the Emperor, I'll eat a plate of cold dead gah. Agreed. Return to your ship and make your way to the Sanex system at maximum warp. Hopefully, you will make it there before the Fakir. Sensors are picking up readings of the destroyed Klingon fleet in the area, but there is one remaining ship. Trying to get a fix on it.
It is come to join the fight, have you? Good. There's no better companion in battle than a Klingon warrior. We were ambushed on our way back to Kronos. I must warn you, as strange as it may sound, we are fighting the Fakiri. Foul demons! I thought I had rid the Empire of them forever. A mistake I will gladly correct now. More of them are inbound to my position. See if you can intercept them while we get my ship back to a battle-worthy state.
Vessel is still heavily damaged. We cannot let these demons destroy it. To challenge us. This will be a glorious battle! Sensors are clear. That was the last of them. At least for now. Incoming hail from...
You have fought well, warriors. There is... The Fakiri managed to beam over several boarding parties during their last attack. Very well. Beam...
targeting in the area. Stay alert.
It's cold. Life's up indeed. Let's deal with it.
We must check in with other sections and rally defensive.
There is a priority targeting in the area. Stay alert.
area as an emergency station.
Let's get down. Let's see if we can find an engineer. Life support and main power.
Enemy target on center.
Thank you for your assistance. I must reset our environmental controls and main power. No demons busy while I work. Restoring atmosphere recyclers. Suffocation is not a warrior's death. The Fakiri must come down the main corridor to enter. Hold them at the entryway. I need to repair Gannigan's intimate chamber before we have a plasma leak.
Enemy target on center.
Bringing main power back online.
There is a priority target in the area. Stay alert.
That should keep us alive for now. I need to stay here and continue repair. Warp core is now back online and...
The breach will not last long. There is a priority target in the area. Stay alert.
You made it! Good. Now we shall fight side by side, as warriors born! Ha! I fought Fakiri thousands of years ago, and they have not grown any stronger! Crush the Fakiri! Drive them before you! Hear their lamentations all the way back to Grethor! We defeated the Fakiri before, and we shall do so again! No demon can stand against a heart that beats with honor!
Scenario, victory, gloom. Your defeat will come soon enough.
A glorious fight! Come, you are a stout warrior and a fine commander. Truly, you know what it means to be Klingon. There will be time for songs of honor and blood wine later, warrior. Now we must discuss the treachery of the Fakiri. Though we stood the same. While we fought the Fakiri here, their fellows managed to breach the chamber where the blade was stored and escape before my warriors could stop them. Before you arrived, the Jar taunted me with his plan. Unwise, but the Fakiri have always been arrogant braggarts, and fools besides. They need to besiege the monastery on Bora and offer my weapon in ritual sacrifice to secure the rise of Molor from Grethor. Indeed. For my part, I must go to Bora and put an end to this wickedness. I will not allow Molor to return, even if I have to kill every Fakiri in the galaxy to do so. Will you join me?
Your report is disturbing. The Fakiri nearly killed Kahless and stole his blade. This must be avenged, and soon. The people of the Empire must believe in the strength and honor of their Emperor. I am placing you under the direct command of Kahless. Do whatever is necessary to reclaim what was taken from him. If you can bring an end to the Fakiri, do so. War with the Federation is enough of a challenge. War with the hordes of Grethor may prove to be our undoing. Serve the Empire well,
Lieutenant Commander.